Terry rode an escalator from the first floor to the second floor at a shopping mall. She rode a distance of 29 feet from the bottom of the escalator to the top. The angle of the incline was 32 degrees. What was the distance from the top of the escalator to the first floor directly below? Round your answer to the nearest tenth of a foot. So we have a right triangle here. They've given us some information. They've given us the hypotenuse of the right triangle, the side that's opposite the 90-degree angle, the longest side. They've also given us an angle here, and they want us to figure out x. And so we have a feeling that our trigonometric ratios, our trigonometric functions, might be of use here. So the first question I have for you is, if we want to solve for x, which of the three major trigonometric functions, or which trigonometric function at all, is going to be the most directly applicable for solving for x? Well, to answer that question, let's lay out SOHCAHTOA and think about which one works best. SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. So tells us, this defines sine. And we're going to think about this angle right over here. That's the angle they gave us. So we know that sine, so tells us that sine of 32 degrees is going to be equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. Well, what is the opposite side? The opposite has length x, and the hypotenuse they already gave us has length of 29 feet. So this seems pretty good. We have now one equation with one unknown. It seems like we should be able to solve for x. Putting that aside, let's see how cosine or tangent would have done. Well, cosine of 32 degrees, ca tells us that cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Well, we know that the hypotenuse is 29 feet. The adjacent side we don't even have labeled here. We could call this y if we want, but this isn't what we're trying to solve for. We could solve for this length, this distance, but this isn't what the question is asking for, and so we're not directly getting to x, so this isn't that helpful. Now let's think about tangent. TOA. We know that the tangent of 32 degrees is going to be equal to the opposite side, x, over the adjacent side, y. Well, this is one equation with two unknowns. It's not, we can't solve it for one of the variables. So this also isn't directly applicable. So our initial intuition, or that sine is going to get us there, is right, that these won't get us directly to what does x equal. Now let's try to solve for x. Well, the easiest way to do this is multiply both sides by 29. And actually, let me give you a few seconds to try to solve for x yourself. So let's multiply both sides by 29 to solve for it. Whatever we have to do with one side, we have to do the other. And so we are left with x is equal to 29 times the sine of 32 degrees. And we'd want to use our calculator at this point if we want to find approximate value of x rounded to the nearest tenth of the foot. So we get x is approximately equal to 29 times the sine of 32 degrees. Want to make sure you're in degree mode. And you get 15.3676, and it keeps going on and on and on. They want us to round to the nearest tenth. So to do that, we have to look at the hundredths place. If it's 5 or greater, we round up. It's a 6, so we're going to round the tenths place up to 4. So x is approximately equal to 15.4 feet. 15.4 feet. And we are done.